Right. And it comes down to, ability of technicians. I mean, the replacement thing is something that we should definitely talk about because it's a huge selling point, right? On what we're able to replace versus what other shops won't. And let's talk a little bit about that as far as like the benefits to replacing versus repairing a roof even. Um, and what that looks like on the estimate side, because it's still going to be written when we just send it to the insurance company, it's going to be written as replacements. But when the customer gets their car fixed and our estimate of what we did to the car, it's set up as PDR if we PDR'd it.
Yes. I mean, we'll tell the customer, that's another thing. We will never replace a roof. It is
Right.
almost never the best option to have a roof replaced. I mean, we will always repair a roof. We will never replace a roof.
Right.
It's not a good procedure. They have to literally go in and cut the roof off of the car and then weld a different one back on. It's not going to fit properly.
It's a last ditch effort. It's complete overkill for hail. If you need to replace a roof, I mean, there's no other option.
Yes. And we won't even take those cars. If a car is that bad, we won't take it. So there is a max amount of damage on a car. And if the roof is not repairable. But you're going to see this, customers are going to, this is going to go back to the DRPs. Okay. The DRPs are always going to try and push to replace things. They don't really care too much about the safety end of it all. But there's been multiple lawsuits against State Farm and other insurance companies where they paid to have it replaced and not repaired in a sense. And so they go in, they cut off the roof, they put another one on, and sometimes they've glued them on before. They glue them or they will weld them on. That's the most common is welding it back on.
Welding is the proper way to do it. Gluing it
yes.
That's why what was that? It was like a $20 million lawsuit, that one.
It was. I mean, the customer the insurance customers were riding around in this car. They hit the back of the semi, that top of the car, that weld broke and it completely came off and the customers were decapitated.
Yeah, I mean, it was all because to save money, right? They didn't get the proper weld on. And when a car is designed to fold in on itself at a collision like that, and if you don't have the proper welds, you lose all of that safety in the roof. Instead of collapsing in on itself like it's supposed to, it just shears off.
Yeah. And so and so you see this now. Customers a lot of times don't know the downsides for replacing a roof. They might get an estimate that has that written on there, roof replacement. And we have to explain to them that, yes, that is the maximum amount that your insurance is going to pay. That's not the best repair for you, though. Your best repair is to bring it to us and to let us actually fix the car, fix the roof without having to do a replacement. I mean, we just have to be able to explain to customers that is the better option for them.
And like we go back to, it's the better repair for the customer. I mean, if like our techs are some of the best in the industry, so they're able to fix those tougher dents a lot of the times, but it does take them a lot longer, like you were saying. And then it just comes down to really what the customer wants. I mean, and it is a safety factor, but it's also like at the end of the day, it's dents in a car. In my personal opinion, and you feel free to disagree with me here, but the way that I look at it is I would rather keep dents in my car than replace a roof. Unless there was bad paint damage or something like that.
Yeah, there is a third option on all of this, and it is instead of replacing or instead of using PDR, other body shops will Bondo.
Don't say that word to me.
I know, but this is probably the most common repair is a Bondo repair. And basically what they do is they take this clay putty substance kind of thing and they fill in where the dents are. They have to sand it all down and repaint the whole car or repaint the whole roof.
And how long do those last?
A few years. And then that putty will start to break down. You'll start to see some cracks. The paint will start to chip off, and it's
kind of a mess.
It's a Band-Aid is all it is.
Yeah.
It does not fix any of the actual dents. It's just literally covering them up.
Yeah, in my opinion, if you're using Bondo, you're using the wrong technician.
Yes, and that's another thing. Like that's what the DRP shops will use most of the time. is Bondo, especially on heavier dents on a roof. Our techs can fix those. Their techs cannot. So what are they going to do? They're going to Bondo it instead of
Yeah.
PDR.
Yeah. Yeah. Paintless dent repair. It's done by hand. So the repair is only going to be as good as the technician that's working on the car. That's it.
Yep.
And that's why, I mean, you can talk to this, you know, we've had a lot of technicians in, but we've got our core guys, and to add technicians, like they've got to be like signed off by our current technicians.
Yeah. I mean, they definitely, whenever we get a technician or something and comes in, they're going to get like be on like a probationary period in a sense, where and you can find out very quickly if this is a high level tech or not. A high quality tech, you give him one car and you can find out rather quickly if he is going to be a good tech or not. Luckily with Universal is we guarantee all of our repairs. Okay, we give the customer a warranty on the vehicle. So if they ever find anything that was messed up that was our fault or on our end, they can use that warranty and go to any shop of their choice and we'll pay for it. Or Troy will try and handle it himself and just fix it himself. I mean, he does that a lot too. I mean, you see that a lot, and you'll see in the shop sometimes a customer will come in and say, hey, I still see a dent here, I still see a dent there, and Troy will pull it in, he'll fix the dents himself.
Whether it was hail or not, that's always the frustrating part.
Troy is just a nice guy, and he has a very difficult time saying no to customers, and that's what makes this company, I think, very good. Is, I mean, customer service is at pretty high on our priority list.
Absolutely, it is.